Can I show that pen we had? Got that pen, I don't remember when. One of our members had this pen, and I've saved mine. It says Fortnightly Book Club, FBC, and it says Fortnightly Book Club at the bottom, and it's gold. I don't wear it often because I don't want to lose it. We did this 1 year, so a lot of the members don't have this. Did you get it?
My name is Rivian Shed Steele, and I first became a member in 2010. So we're looking at a little over 13 years of enjoying book reading and meeting some of the authors and our lively discussions about the books and the authors. They've been phenomenal. Well, I am what they call a legacy. My mother, Dolores Walker, was a book club member. And I can remember stopping by her house and she's getting prepared. She's taking out her fine linen and china, her silverware, and I'm thinking, oh, she must have some of her hotsy-totsy lady friends coming. And she would tell me that she was hosting the book club that evening. And I always thought, wow, these women really have it going on. And I did meet some of them. And later on, before my mother passed, one of the things she asked me that she always wanted me to do was join the book club. And I'm honored to be a member today.
My name is Denise Height-Shobe, and I've been a member of the Fortnightly Literary Book Club for more than 30 years. I didn't know the history. I just knew my mother went to meetings. She was out, I'm going to the book club meeting. Okay, have fun. I had no clue. I knew she read books, and she'd say, "You want to read the book?" No. But coming into the organization, it has just been great that when she was an active member, being able to talk about the different books that we've read, or being able to talk about how the yearbook is set up. And what I mean by a yearbook, every year we put out a book that has all the members' names in it, those past, those present, those are that emeritus members, what our calendar is. So she was telling me, yeah, we pay this amount of money to get this book done every year. And I'm like, Mom, I can do that here. So I got involved in putting the yearbooks together on a regular basis at no cost to the sorority. So I just really got involved afterwards. I didn't know a whole lot because I didn't want to know a whole lot. But once I joined, I just enjoyed learning more and doing more, and they convinced me to be president. I took a 1-year term, and I think it ended up being 3. So, yeah, it's just a matter of I learned as I grew into the book club.
My name is Doris Moore, and I'm married. I'm a mother of 3. I'm retired. I was a hairstylist and a boutique and salon owner. Well, I'm the vice president of the book club I'm serving right now. I like planning fun things, Christmas parties. I always volunteer for that, and I like selecting the books to read. I like, to be on that committee. Those are my 2 favorite things.
My name is Joan Blackshear Walton. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I moved here in 1956 from Atlanta. I married a man that went to Morehouse College, and I went to Spelman, and so Spelman and Morehouse kind of clicked together. So I moved back to Indianapolis. He was an attorney here. His name was Charles Walton. He's deceased now. I have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. I have 7 grandchildren and 6 great grandchildren. I knew about the book club because I had friends that were members, and they would have uh, Christmas parties in December, and I attended a few of the Christmas parties. I was very impressed with the club, so I asked when they had an opening if I could be considered, and so they did have an opening in 2001. And I was sponsored by Lillian Rowe, who was a friend and a sorority sister.
I'm Jacqueline Dawn Campbell Kane. Um, I was married to Dewey Kane for 62 years, and he passed 2 years ago. I am a retired teacher, counselor, guidance counselor, and I taught 30 years at Broad Ripple High School. I've been in the club since 1910, 2010, I'm sorry, 2010. Could have been in the club longer, but I am from Ohio, did not know anyone when I came here, and I didn't get involved in too many things because I had 2 children, and I stayed home and took care of them. So Miss Walton, Joan Walton, had been trying to get me for years to come in, but I didn't have anyone to take care of my babies, so I stayed home and took care of them.
My name is Mary Richards, and I'm the current president of Fortnightly Literary Book Club, and I have been a member for 12 years. I was invited to become a member of Fortnightly Literary Book Club by Dorothy White, who had been a member for more than 25 years. Just prior to becoming a member, I decided to do research on Fortnightly to find out a little bit more about the book club. During that research process, I learned that Fortnightly Literary Book Club had been around since 1913. Fortnightly was the original idea of founder Ora Skelton Willett, who was a prominent member of Indianapolis society at that time. During that period, which was the era of progressive book clubs, Ora Skelton Willett started the book club, but they only met on a sporadic basis due to World War I, an influenza epidemic, and a lot of other things that were happening at that time. The book club was officially chartered in 1923 and started to meet on a regular basis every 2 weeks, hence the name Fortnightly. At the same time, there existed a parallel group called Fortnightly Literary Club that was a group of white women. They had decided during one of their regional meetings long before that they would not accept Black women into their membership. Hence the need for Black women to form and organize parallel literary societies and book clubs, etc., to address the issues that were going on in the early 20s and beyond.
Very well-rounded book club, from professors to individuals that recruit students. My background, before I retired, I was a director at the IU Simon Comprehensive Cancer Center and worked in the area of community engagement. Trying to think, we have even some of our new members. We have a person that is a Merck pharmaceutical representative. It used to be back in the day that most of the members were nurses, they were teachers, social workers, wives of doctors and attorneys. And proud to say now that we have such a diverse background of people now. We still have our teachers, but just different types of areas that people are in that mesh with society right now.
I would say probably 80% of the original members of Fortnightly were teachers and received advanced degrees from Butler University. Uh, the occupation, as with time when women were allowed to move into other fields, the occupations of the members changed also. Um, we have still teachers, we have scientists, we have estheticians, um, engineers, attorneys, um, and I guess the membership of Fortnightly has just evolved in the same way that society evolved.
Of course, we've always had educators in the group. We've had people that are in computer science. We've had people that are definitely fundraisers, event planners, people who have worked in the medical industry, not necessarily doctors. Um, One of our members just retired from working within IU Health dealing with breast cancer. I'm a recruitment manager for FedEx. We just have a wide variety, public health. We have a wide variety of women that have always been a part of this book club. As I say, educators were a large population when I first came in, and we've kind of moved from the educators into all the other industries that are out there.
When I first came in, and this is 2002, 2003, this is what the roster looked like with our names and the bylaws, the Constitution and bylaws, and the members and our birthdays. We did celebrate birthdays. And when we opened our meetings, we always had an inspirational reading from one of the members. And when we closed it, we always did the watchword. So this is some of the members a long time ago. I think the quota was not over 30 members. And when somebody would leave or maybe resign or stop coming, then we would fill that slot. We didn't want to over 30 people to attend. And this is a later book. This says 2015, 16 to see how large it grew. And the same thing. So committees and uh, members and hostesses to host the dinners, host the meetings.
Well, it was interesting. Now, everybody didn't. I mean, you had your choice of if you wanted in your home or if you wanted to have at a restaurant, whatever. But the homes that we went to, it was always nice and relaxing, and the food was very good. And then, you didn't have to rush because you didn't have a time. So we could sit back after discussing the book. We could just sit back and spend time with each other.
Being in a home, it is just, I think, it's more close knit. The members that are opening their homes up to you are normally preparing the meals, or they're deciding on what meal you will have, whether they have it catered in or they're preparing it themselves. I think it makes it more close knit than being virtual or being at a restaurant. We go to MCL, it's MCL restaurant. Nothing wrong with it. The food is great. But I think when you're in a home, you can be much more close knit and you can do more things in a home than you can do virtually or in a restaurant.
We met. October was the first meeting for the fiscal year. We met October, November, and in December we had a Christmas party, and then we stayed home for the winter, and then we started again in March. So we went March, April, May, and our closing meeting was June. So I only worked those few months.
So we meet basically following probably the same format decades ago. At that time, many of the Fortnightly members were teachers. So when the teachers would be off for summer vacation, we would a lot of times take a vacation. So October is normally our first meeting, and then we start up again later in the year. We have a little break, which gives us time to read up on all the books. So we meet around 5:30, the first Thursday of the month. Gives people time to get off work. We have dinner normally, and especially for those that still work, it's welcome to have dinner and not just come to a meeting and not eat and then go home. We look forward to having our award ceremony every year.
We had a committee, and we would choose students that were seniors in the high schools in Indianapolis, and we would choose the children and have them write out a little review of what did they think a book award would amount to for them, what it would do for them, and then we chose an amount. Sometimes we gave $200, sometimes we gave $300, and sometimes we gave more. But we had one person who was anonymous, and she would always give. If we gave 2 book awards, she would give one more anonymously, and she would give that full amount to one of our seniors. So it was really nice. It was not a lot of money because books are expensive, but it was nice to, get a little bit. Every little bit helps.
Fortnightly has partnered with other organizations for community efforts and made donations to different activities that impacted social change. Fortnightly started in the year 2003, I believe it was, to give book awards to graduating seniors from high school, knowing how important a role reading plays in the lives of young people or in the lives of everybody in general, but specifically to assist students as they went off to college for their first year of college. That started under the leadership of the president at that time, that was Ruby Crockett, and continues today. We still give students going off to college for the first year that book award. And usually, along with the book award, we give them a book that we think might be helpful to them as they proceed in the beginning of a whole new phase of their life as college freshmen.
We have different committees. So we've got a communications committee, the holiday Christmas party committee that I've chaired for quite a while. Um, and the chairs basically form, and especially the officers, there's an executive committee, and they meet and talk about long range planning a lot of times and what's to come down the pike.
So, as I said, president, vice president, of course, we have a secretary, an assistant secretary, a treasurer, parliamentarian, a journalist, I did forget that, and then we have an inspirational leader. So those are our basic roles. Journalist is the person that will actually type up print that we will actually send to, say, the Indianapolis Recorder. If we are doing an advertisement or an article for the Recorder, our journalists will put that together and send it to the Recorder. And of course, they'll wordsmith it and put in how they want it. Our inspirational leader, we always do some sort of inspirational message prior to the meeting starting. Something for us to really think about. It could be something that's going on with the times. It just could be something, the month. Just really depends on what that inspirational leader thinks is appropriate for us as women to actually think about.
Some of the highlights that I remember or that I learned about in research of the history of Fortnightly Literary Book Club come out of the wonderful guest days that were hosted at Butler University. One of them in particular was long before the Butler became a famous movie, Fortnightly Literary hosted the author as one of its guest days. In another instance, the poet laureate of the state of Indiana attended a guest day and was so impressed by the festivities and the speakers and the participation in that event that he penned a poem entitled Literary Ladies.
Literary ladies, dear ladies of Fortnightly Group, your literary learned troop ignited my poetic mind. You are indeed one of a kind. the literary night event where great creative times are spent with the Fortnightlies as the star of book club that does have no par. I was there when he actually gave us this, and he read it, and Wendell, God rest his soul, was a wonderful man. And for him to actually take the time to do this for us, just, I remember that day, and it was just, everybody was in awe that he took the time to do it, and he came to our meeting to actually read it to us and spend some time and tell us why he did this for us.
It was like a sister, like a sorority. Yeah, everybody was friendly, and we had fun talking and laughing and talking about our children and our grandchildren and their accomplishments and just fun. It was a fun club, and I enjoyed it very much.
I myself and the entire membership is just astounded and very pleased that Butler has saw the importance to feature our book club, especially in the library section. We are celebrating 100 years, and no better time than to be able to affiliate with a university like Butler and Dr. Terry Jett, who has been instrumental. In fact, years ago, we did a book reading with Dr. Jett's class, and that's how the relationship evolved. We were impressed with working with them, and when she contacted us again, we couldn't be happier. And again, we're very pleased.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. We had a lot of meetings at Butler, and one time we had a discussion there with one of the teachers with her students on a book that we were reading. I can't remember the name of the book, but I went to Butler. That's why I got my master's from Butler. And when I went to Butler, it was segregated. They didn't have to read African Americans. But now it's opened up, and I think it's wonderful that they want to do that. That's great. Wish them luck. I wish the book club would last 100 more years. I won't be here, but it's a good experience.
Well, it's like a dream come true. You know, the book club has been around for many, many years, and we probably have not received the credit that we do, and that a lot of people don't even know we exist. And to have something like this to come to light and, you know, and get out there, I just think it's awesome.
I really appreciate you taking the time to do this for us, because this will definitely help us preserve our history, and it will help us educate others about what Fortnightly Literary Book Club has done in the past and what we hope to do in the future.
Fortnightly Literary Book Club continues to function and address some of the same issues that were being addressed by the charter members. Members continue to travel around the world and bring back their perspective on things. Members continue to discuss social issues and participate in activities that address those social issues. And here we are celebrating our centennial back at Butler University, having a collection of books being dedicated to us, and looking forward to the future of having impact on students by way of scholarships and book awards and donations of books.
If we don't preserve Black history, our young people won't know where they came from, and they won't know how we have gotten to where we are. It is very sad that we live in a time in which they are trying to rewrite or erase Black history. And I think it's up to us, and when I say us, yes, the book club, but yes, every member of society, to say, no, that's not right. We can't erase somebody's history. And it's just that, it's history. Without Black history, I don't know where the United States would be. Without Black history, I don't know where a lot of other countries would be. We have done so much in the United States and other countries where we were brought, not necessarily where we chose to travel, that the United States wouldn't be what it is today. So it is so important for us to preserve physically as well as orally where we have been, how far we have come, and where we see ourselves going.